At dawn, the ground starts shaking, not from thunder, from engines. Millions of boots move at once. Tanks roll forward in lines so long they disappear into the horizon. Artillery lights up the sky. Radios crackle with orders that have been rehearsed for months. June 22nd, 1941. Germany has just launched the largest invasion in human history. 3 million soldiers, 3,000 tanks, hundreds of thousands of trucks, horses, guns, and aircraft. The target is the Soviet Union, and in the first weeks, it looks like a perfect storm. Entire Soviet armies vanish, cities fall in days, prisoners are taken by the hundreds of thousands. German commanders are stunned by how fast the front is moving. From Berlin, it feels like victory is already written. But hidden inside the success is a flaw so deep, so structural, that no amount of battlefield brilliance can fix it. Germany is winning, and at the exact same time, it is already lost. To understand how that can be true, we need to rewind to the mindset that made this invasion possible. The plan that couldn't fail. On paper, Operation Barbarossa is simple. Hit hard, hit fast, end the war before winter. German leadership believes the Soviet state is fragile. They think one strong shove will make it collapse like a rotten door. The Red Army, they assume, is badly led and poorly trained. The population will either surrender or turn against its own leaders. The invasion is split into 3 massive thrusts. One group races north toward Leningrad. One pushes straight for Moscow. The third sweeps south into Ukraine. The logic seems airtight. Surround enemy forces, destroy them in giant pockets, keep moving, never stop. And at first, it works terrifyingly well. Entire Soviet units are trapped and erased from the map. German soldiers write home saying they've never seen anything like it. Roads are clogged with captured equipment and endless lines of prisoners. From the outside, this looks like the final proof that Germany has mastered modern warfare. But buried in this confidence is a dangerous assumption that speed alone can replace planning, and that assumption is about to collide with reality. Speed without a brake pedal. Germany's army is fast, but it isn't limitless. The deeper the invasion goes, the longer supply lines stretch. Fuel trucks have to travel hundreds of miles over dirt roads. Spare parts wear out faster than they can be replaced. Horses collapse from exhaustion. Vehicles break down and are abandoned. German planners assumed they'd be resupplying from captured Soviet stockpiles. But the Soviets don't leave much behind. Factories are stripped and moved east. Rail lines are sabotaged. Food is burned. Wells are poisoned. What cannot be moved is destroyed. The German army is advancing faster than its logistics can follow. This creates a strange contradiction. On the map, arrows are racing forward. On the ground, units are pausing, waiting for fuel, ammunition, and food. The invasion is already slowing, not because of resistance, but because of math. And while German leaders argue about which direction matters most, something far more dangerous is happening behind the front lines. Something that will shape the entire war. The war that created more enemies. This invasion is not just military, it's ideological. German troops are told they are fighting an enemy that does not deserve mercy. Orders are given that remove normal rules of conduct. Entire communities are treated as hostile by default. Instead of weakening resistance, this hardens it. Civilians don't surrender. They vanish into forests. Rail lines are blown up at night. Supply convoys are ambushed. Snipers appear where no enemy units are supposed to be. Every mile forward creates more people willing to fight back. The German army now has to guard roads, bridges, and rear areas, pulling combat troops away from the front. What was supposed to be a lightning campaign is turning into a grinding occupation. And just as the situation becomes more complicated on the ground, a critical decision is made at the very top. A decision that will haunt the invasion forever.
Moscow or everything else. By late summer, the road to Moscow is open. The capital is within reach. German commanders on the ground want to push forward immediately. They believe taking Moscow could break Soviet coordination and end the war. But leadership hesitates. Instead of focusing everything on one objective, forces are diverted. Some units are sent north. Others are redirected south toward economic targets and oil-rich regions. This pauses the drive toward Moscow. Weeks pass. Those weeks are priceless. The Soviets use them to move fresh troops, build defenses, and reorganize command structures. New factories deep in the east begin producing weapons faster than expected. The Red Army that was shattered in June is not the same force Germany faces in October. When the advance resumes, it's already too late. And then the weather changes. The enemy that can't be defeated. The rain comes first. Roads turn into rivers of mud. Vehicles sink. Supply trucks stall. Horses die in place. Then the cold arrives. Not just cold, a kind of cold German troops are not equipped for. Engines freeze, weapons malfunction, lubricants turn solid. Soldiers wrap themselves in anything they can find. Winter uniforms were supposed to arrive after victory. They never do. But the real shock isn't the temperature. It's that the Soviets are still fighting. Fresh divisions appear from the east. Units trained for winter warfare counterattack. The front, which had been moving steadily forward, suddenly stops, and then it begins to move backward. For the first time, German forces are pushed away from their objectives. The idea of an easy victory is gone. But the most important consequence of Barbarossa isn't on the battlefield. It's strategic. The war Germany could never win. By invading the Soviet Union, Germany has done something irreversible. It has opened a war of attrition, a type of war it cannot afford. The Soviet Union has space, manpower, and industry that can recover from early losses. Germany does not. Every tank destroyed is harder to replace. Every experienced soldier lost is gone for good. Resources that should have gone to air defense, naval warfare, and other fronts are now locked into an endless eastern struggle. From this moment on, Germany is reacting instead of choosing. Even victories become expensive. Even advances weaken the army. The invasion that was supposed to end the war has ensured it will never end quickly, and Germany will never regain the initiative it had in June 1941, the day the war turned. Operation Barbarossa didn't fail because German soldiers lacked skill. It failed because the plan was built on illusion. The illusion that speed could replace preparation, that ideology could replace logistics, that one campaign could knock out a continental power. In the summer of 1941, Germany stood at the height of its power. Its armies were winning battles on a scale the world had never seen. But power without limits is a trap. The invasion of the Soviet Union didn't just create a new front, it created a new kind of war, one Germany was never equipped to fight. From that day forward, every step was heavier, every victory smaller, every loss more permanent. The moment the first tanks crossed the border, the outcome of the war stopped being a question of tactics and became a question of time.